So the first thing we can see is that Musa alayhi salam, when he arrived in Madian, he was used to a palace life, full of luxury, anything he needed. Firaun, richest person in the world, probably at the time. And so anything he needed, he could have. Material possessions, status, whatever. He's used to that life. That's where he grew up, in the palace of Firaun. Yet when he moved to Madian, he had nothing. He had nothing. And so the luxuries of this life never clouded his mind. It never clouded his mind that if he has to live a simple life in the countryside or in a palace, it's the same thing to him. He never got clouded and he never got tricked by material possessions. And we have to ask ourselves, just because we've got luxury and wealth, more than probably 95% of the world's population, we have more money than them. This can never cloud us to think that we are somehow special. Our character, how we behave, it doesn't matter whether we're in the palace or we're homeless in the desert. It doesn't matter. Our character is the same. And this is the first lesson we learn from Musa alayhi salam. The second lesson we learn, when he arrived in Madian, he was penniless, he was homeless. He was a stranger. He knew no one in Madian. He was the epitome of someone in need. Yet when he saw two other people in some form of need, their need wasn't even a great need. They're probably used to, their normal routine was to hold back, and when the men had gone, they would water their flocks and they'd go home. They've obviously got wealth, they've got a home, they've got a family, they've got a city they live in. They're in relative comfort. Their hardship wasn't even that hard. It wasn't as though they're in so much difficulty. Musa alayhi salam, relatively speaking, was in far more difficulty than them. He had no home, he had no money, he had no family. Yet, he did not think, I'm the one who needs a handout. He didn't think like this. He saw someone in some type of need, and he went straight up to them and said, can I help you? Is everything okay? It looks like you're struggling. Imagine, he's homeless, penniless, familyless, and he's asking, you look like you're in difficulty, can I help? Look at that. Look at his attitude, whether he's in the palace or he's in the homeless in the desert, his attitude's the same. Anyone who needs help, I'm there to help them. Even if my need is greater. And this is the character of the believer. In times of when it comes to dunya, matters of the dunya, we have what's called ithar. Ithar is preferring others over yourself in matters of dunya. In akhirah, you love for your brother what you love for yourself. You want Jannatul Firdaus, you want Jannatul Firdaus for your brother or sister. But in matters of dunya, the highest level we can reach is ithar, preference of others over yourself. What more is this than preference? He is in the most need than anyone else, yet he preferred them over himself. And he never thought it was beneath him either.